tell me now, what is your fault in loving you? Welcome. I am back. I am back in Bali, living life limitlessly. Boy, do I have a treat for you today. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm actually streaming on YouTube and on Facebook. I have not done this for years, but my soul is like, Ever, do it. So if it's echoey or anything, please let me know. Sometimes the comments, I don't get them till after. I don't know why, but today is exciting. If you're here, this is going to be one of the most incredible lives you've listened to, you've received. So wherever you are in the world, wherever you are, I want you to be in the receptive mode, because for this code to unlock the things that are coming for you, you must be relaxed. Relaxed. A boat with holes in it cannot receive or cannot stay floating above the surface. When we have stress and anxiety, we are constantly sinking. We are constantly being caught up in our limitations. And so being relaxed is receiving the overflow, receiving in ways that we never thought humanly possible. So you are going to receive gold today. This is like, you've got the Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold. I'm a terrible singer, but that's okay, because it's about to change. Everything in your life is about to change after this live. So let's do a deep dive and go into insane places in your psyche where life is about to get really sweet and you are about to reap the harvest of the overflow, a life that's so much more delicious than you could ever know. We're going to go deep with 7-figure codes, how this year gets to be your 7-figure year. If you're already making 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures, 10 figures, this is about energetic baseline work. And a lot of my clients are already making millions of dollars a year. And so this is an energetic baseline. This isn't about the strategy. This is understanding that when you have an energetic baseline, you can only hold what your energetic baseline is. So we're going to go deep with the energetic baseline. I've actually written notes today because I never write notes and I'm always just channeling. And I love getting sidetracked into all the fun stuff. But today is going to be deep because I really want you to step into a limitless reality, the reality that your soul chose for you to live before you came into this world. So the funny thing about my work is there is a pattern, a blueprint in the collective unconscious. Every single person has this blueprint in their psyche because we are all connected. We're all connected. It's like, what's that in Pocahontas? She's like, have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon for whether we are white or coppered skin? There's like this part of the song, it's not even coming to me right now, but they're like in an eye. And it's like, we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. She is identifying the loops of consciousness, the loops in the collective unconscious, the loops of the psyche. We all have this loop, whether you are aware of it or not. This loop takes somebody like yourself, because you're a powerful entrepreneur. You are a business owner. You're an old soul. You have this desire to live a life beyond your wildest dreams. You know that there's more. You know that you were made for more. You are a visionary. You see things that feel impossible to you because they were placed into your psyche before you chose to incarnate in this physical body. So what does that mean? A lot of movies speak of this psychic knot, this psychic patterning that a lot of us have, that we've come here to, a word that's coming through is like alleviate, to transmute, to shift this energy so that we can live completely limitlessly, because this energetic blueprint blocks us from living out our wildest dreams. Now, this energetic blueprint, this pattern that I'm speaking of, this loop that I'm speaking of, comes out in a lot of movies. It's like never enough, never, never. Greatest Showman. He wanted to go and prove himself, prove his worth. I've got to be the greatest showman to prove to my wife's parents that I am enough, that I am enough. It's the same as Eat, Pray, Love. She had everything. And I literally lived out the Eat, Pray, Love. That's why my first few years in Bali, I used to joke and be like, it's my ever, pray, love journey. In life, we identify this psychic knot as, I'm having a midlife crisis. everything's not working out for me. You're going crazy, Jan, go onto the drugs. Like, because what's actually happening in this psychic knot, in this collective unconscious blueprint, is that you're going from all of the conditioning. So, all of the conditioning from your childhood about who you thought you had to be, about what success meant. This is why a lot of old souls go through similar patterns where they build this incredible business and then they're like, oh, I don't actually, that's not for me. And then they sell the business, they burn it all to the ground. And we see this again and again. It's like you build it all up to burn it down. You build it all up to burn it down. And then we get to this place in our psyche where it's like, no more, no more. And I don't want to say a lot of old souls don't cross this bridge, but a lot struggle to cross this bridge. That's why if you're new to my world, definitely do the wealth frequency quiz, because you'll see the patterning with the wealth frequency quiz. It's like you're going from the phoenix energy, because what's happening is the ego is dictating your life. Everything that you're doing, every step you take, every move you make, every single day, you are moving from the ego. And when you're moving from the ego, it's like, you get to this place, and I've seen this by working with plant medicine, by doing a lot of inner work, by doing the energy work, by journaling, meditating, all the things, walking in nature, where we get stuck on this hunch because we think, I'm not enough unless I have the $1 million year. I'm not enough if I don't have X number of clients. I'm not enough if I can't do this. And so we create these lives from ego-based conditioning. We create, and I did it all. I had like the beautiful house, every single party of mine was featured in magazines, darling. It was this extravagant life. And I woke up and I was like, okay, everything ticks every box, but why am I so upset? Why am I still depressed? Why? Because I was living out my soul's version of success. Sorry, my ego's version of success, not my soul's version of success. So even though people were letting me speak on their stages, they're like, Eva Kositsky, 7-figure business owner. And I used to like, I wore these labels as a badge of honor. I was like, oh my gosh, look at me, 7-figure net worth, all these crazy things. And it was so ego-based programming and ego-based conditioning. And so as I reached this hunch in the collective unconscious, and this hunch is, Will Smith identifies this. I was talking to 2 friends about this the other day, is the cliff edge. It's when life gives you everything and you realize that you're still not happy. And for some of you, you may be here. For some of you, you're still trying to climb the mountain. You're still trying to get to the 7 figures because you think that getting to the 7 figures will mean something more about who you are, instead of the destination is the journey. The destination is the journey. And that's the way your soul looks at life. But the ego looks at life as, I'm not worthy until I have that thing. And so we get into this serious conditioning of, it's never enough. We always want more. It's like, want more and more. People just want more and more. Freed from desire. My intent is purified. And the thing is, if you can't wake up with $1 in your bank account and feel like you have already made it, there is no amount of money that is going to change that. And so this is the condition we have to reverse. So when we're living, most people are living from their ego to their soul, not their soul to their ego. When we flip this on its switch, when we go completely upside down, we start living limitlessly, because what's actually happening is we're moving before the money comes. We're buying the house, not even knowing how the hell the money is going to show up for the house. We're moving into new planes of existence backwards. But a lot of people that go, oh, Eva, I'd love to work with you, but I can't, because they're living from the ego to the soul, not the soul to the ego. Now, I am not judging you. I'm not condemning you. I'm just shedding light on what this psychic patterning does to your energetic field. Because when we're living from the ego to the soul, we're living in jail. We're living in an energetic jail cell. We're not living limitlessly. We're going, oh, it's not working. You're sitting there waiting. Like you're waiting all the time. It's like the money will come and then I'll do it. That's living from the ego, not the soul, because the soul's just going to jump in and do it. To align fully with this year of the fire horse, this energy is fast. It is quick. Money loves fast moving. If you're sitting there going, I'll sign up then, I'll sign up then, things don't move. I always share this story because this is one of like my absolute favorite stories from 2 of my incredible clients that live in Sao Paulo in Brazil. And honestly, I've seen this with so many people, with the retreats I've done, with the work I've done over the last few years. I have had so many people that were like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. And I just said, close your eyes, tune in, Does this feel aligned for your soul? And they go, yes, Everett, feels really aligned. I want to work with you. And I'm like, amazing. Do the damn thing, jump in. And they say yes, and the money turns up. They say yes, and the money turns up. If you can't live from your soul to your ego, and you keep living from your ego to your soul, the money's not going to turn up. Things are not going to move. And what a lot of people do is they get stuck on this psychic hunch. So they're like, yes, I want to do it. And then they revert back to the ego programming. Yes, I'm going to do it. And then they revert back to the ego programming. Even when you're making hundreds of millions of dollars a year, there is going to be a next level to this. It doesn't go away. It's just that you get better at playing the game of life, which is living out limitlessly. And so this is the base foundation of your 7-figure year, of a life beyond your wildest dreams, of limitless creation, because your soul isn't waiting for permission to do the thing that you desire. That's you. That's your ego. And so your ego is like, oh, I want to do this, but it doesn't work out. Whereas your soul's just like, oh, jump in, get the loan, fund the money, do the damn thing. Like, and when we really break down the law of action, what we're actually doing with the law of action, because I'm always like, don't hustle, guys. Like, it's not about hustling, it's about channeling. But what you have to understand is action, massive action, is choosing a freeze frame, because we are never actually moving. Life is like one of those, those books where you're just like flicking through the book and the animation pictures are starting to move because you're flicking through. The image is moving so many bits per second that it creates a reel of movement. That's actually what we're doing every single day. We are choosing freeze frames that are quantum leaping us. And so that's what we call action to our logical mind. And a lot of old souls aren't choosing the freeze frame for the quantum leap. They aren't taking massive action. And if you are not acting as if, darling, then you're not in resonance to the freeze frame. It's like you go to someone's house and they're like, oh my gosh, I really don't like my curtains. And you're like, well, of course you like your curtains because you're in vibrational resonance to your curtains, or you wouldn't still have them in your house. You've chosen that. And so as much as you want to say, like, I don't like this life or this isn't good, you're in vibrational resonance to this life. And that's why things keep appearing. That's why you keep living in accordance to this frequency of this life that you, my darling, have created. And people, like, sometimes when I'm speaking on masterminds and calls and stages, and people ask me questions like, how do I have my kids stop doing this? Or how do I have this reality turn up differently? And I always say, well, why do you keep choosing this? Why do you keep choosing this reality? Why do you keep choosing this time frame, this picture, this block, this this freeze frame, this block of time? You keep choosing it because you're addicted to this block, and you go, oh, but I don't want it anymore. Subconsciously, your nervous system is addicted to this reality, this time, because this is what keeps you safe in your physical body. And that's why I do a lot of nervous system work. But let's kind of get to the nuts and bolts of this, because I think this is really important. So the first era of whether you're an old soul or you've actually started to move into your soul's path, your soul's frequency, you're doing the work that you're meant to do. You know that you're in alignment, you are a successful business owner, you're already moving as if everything is going the way that you would be operating on your highest timeline. So we're in this place. But the thing is, what a lot of people do is they jump into the deep end and it's so intense that they go back and they pull back and they get back together with their ex-partner, or they go back to the job because the job is safer. Now, I always say use discernment. I am not here to take away your truth. It is your path. It is your journey. I would never, ever, ever want you to take on anything I say on board without you checking in with your body to see how it truly feels. But this is the collective pattern that I see a lot of the time. People will make a big jump and then they'll revert back because they didn't do the inner work to stay on this timeline and create a new baseline. Now, for you to live out the timeline of your 7-figure year of things feeling really, 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 really good in your energy field, you have to understand a few things. One, it is about relaxation. It is about you feeling so freaking relaxed and delicious and yummy and pleasurable in your physical body. You want to come at life from this place of like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. This feels so delicious. I love being alive. Your body is your bank. your body is your baseline. What a lot of people do is they start manifesting money from survival mode. And what happens when we're manifesting money from the ego, not from the soul, is that we start to create the 10 million, the 20 million, the $30 million years, but we're still drinking copious amounts of alcohol. We're still going 10,000 miles an hour, checking the Stripe notifications, moving, not allowing our body to be calm, be present, be fully still. And what happens, the detriment to living like this is you manifest dis-ease in your physical body because you're creating your millions from survival mode. Survival mode is not your soul's natural state. You're creating from lack because that's what survival is. Survival is urgency. It's hustle. It's if I don't do this today, everything's going to fall away and things aren't going to work. Instead of, my soul feels really called to turn up today. I'm going to turn up with love, with compassion, to help people, to be the light, to be the channel, to be the vessel. When we're playing at this like place where everything in our body feels so relaxed, so calm, we're living like a charm, we're moving through life so effortlessly, so deliciously, just like I've got, what is that? I got the power. Or like, I can feel the beat, feel the beat. So you guys get the point. We're moving through life deliciously. So when I had to go from this woman that was running this empire, one of Australia's biggest event planning companies, running insane number of events, insane number of people, managing a team, doing all that, I was living like this. Like I couldn't fucking breathe. My chest was tight every single day. My heart was like, and I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders every single day. I felt like I couldn't breathe because nobody taught me how to create a life and a business that was in alignment with my soul. I wasn't being authentic. I wasn't singing on camera like I am now, rhyming, not caring what people thought of me. And as a result, I had to go from this ego-based success to soul-based success, which now my Instagram account has been, I don't want to repeat it because I don't want to manifest it again, but it's been hacked so many times. I'd have like tens of thousands of followers and then it would get hacked again. And now I literally only have like a couple hundred followers on Instagram, and I've never felt more successful. I've never felt more in tune, in alignment, in knowing who I am, knowing my power, because ego-based success is about more followers. It's about more of everything instead of embodying the woman who people see, who people value, who people admire, because you are holding the codes every single day of who you are, of the star, and moving through life in the most delicious way possible. So soul-based success is coming from deep embodiment, being all that you are, being truly authentic. And we're going to get to mapping out your 7-figure year in a second. If you haven't already made 7 figures, you can use this for your 8 figures, 9 figures, whatever you desire. But this is just the energetic baseline that's really, really important to understand. For you to hold this without collapsing, you must be calm. You can't be making decisions from stress, because if you're choosing things based on urgency, anxiety, stress, overwhelm, what's happening is this is your energetic foundation and it's wobbly. It's got holes in it. Your energy leaking all over the place. It's a disgrace, darling. It's a disgrace. And so what we need to start doing is clearing out and detoxing anything in your life that's stressful, that's overwhelming. I used to be the most anxious person on the face of the earth. I used to wake up in the morning and feel like I was having panic attacks every day. I literally called the ambulance many times back in the day because I was literally having panic attacks. I had a very traumatic childhood, and that trauma was passed down. My parents fled, my dad's family fled from the war in Poland. So I had a lot of trauma. And it took me years. Like I just felt like I felt like one of those like damaged, like hand-me-down dolls that was just like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna get through this. This is so intense. And then as I started to like detox, live in Bali, live every day, like I didn't need to rush. I didn't care. I just put myself and my health first. I started to sauna, ice bath, peptides, like all the things that got me to this pure baseline. And I detoxed the hustle, the pushing, the shoving, the superwoman syndrome, which is literally what's costing you your 7, 8, 9-figure, 10-figure year. It's superwoman syndrome, because when you're trying to be all the things, and as a mom of 3, now single mom of 3, I would always try to be all the things. And I'm like like superwoman. And this woman took a photo of my face that spoke at one of my events, and she cut it in half. So obviously you guys know that the right side is the masculine, the left side is the feminine. So she took a photo of the right side of my face, and then she put it over to the feminine. And she was like, Eva, you look like a butch Russian dyke. I'll never forget it, because it was like such a provocative thing to say. Mind you, I can do that type of stuff too. Anyway, my face had shapeshifted to this like butch energy because I was trying to hold everything, because I was trying to be perfect all the time. What is that, like good girl syndrome? It's like, be a good girl. And it's like, that is what's costing women in business, because we are not creating from our wombs. We are trying to create like men, but we can't create like men. Imagine using a toaster to fry an egg. It doesn't work. It's messy. It's disgusting. It's fucking weird. And that's what so many women are doing in their lives every single day. We're trying to be these men, and it's affecting our business performance. It's affecting our cycles. It's affecting our health. It's affecting our magnetism. It's affecting our glow. And for us to really like be in flow with our glow, be aligning, be in truth, be in our youth. If you do not feel younger than your age, there's something happening where you're not fully activating your magnetism. If you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling tired every day, you're doing too much. It's not about doing more, it's about magnetism and moving as the queen that already has it. There's a big difference. When we move from our magnetism, from a clean, pure baseline that is unfazed by urgency, unfazed by survival mode, we are making these big, bold, uncomfortable moves. Of course, you're going to be signing up to the program. You're going to be jumping on the plane to that country, hosting the retreat over there, speaking on that stage. You're going to be doing uncomfortable things, and you're going to have to figure out how to do it. And you're going to trust, and you're going to use your magnetism, and you're going to be in flow. But you're not going, oh, I desire to make this amount of money this year. I'm going to wake up for another 3 hours a day and hustle and make 10,000 more cold calls. That's not how we do it. We work from our wombs. We create life by simply opening our legs, and then our body does the work. When your body is instilled with this new baseline, with this 7-figure year, with this image of what's happening this year, it's like psycho-cybernetics. Your whole nervous system is going to rejig for you to have that reality, for you to call into that new baseline, for you to live out a life beyond your wildest dreams. And it's effortless because your body's programmed for it. When I used to work at the Body Shop many, many, many years ago, we used to do a lot of trainings. And one of the trainings was all about targeting your reticular activating system. And so we'd always talk about this, and you guys have all heard about this. It's like when you want to go buy a car or a house or a husband. if only you could buy a husband. I'm joking. So you see it everywhere. And it's a little bit like when you're like me, single, you're seeing this version everywhere. If somebody doesn't match the standards of my dream husband, of who I desire to be with, I'm not even going to give them time of day, because that's not where my standard is. Where your standard is, where your baseline is, where the targeting system is going, is what's going to manifest into your reality really, 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 really effortlessly, because you've done the energetic work, because you have cleaned everything in your physical body. Most people have not cleaned and cleared all the scarcity in their body because they keep thinking that they can think their way there, they can act their way there. If your energetic field is not set for millions, your thermostat, your baseline, your nervous system, they cannot come, no matter how many cold calls you do, no matter how many times you move. You want to get into a frequency where money is boring, where money is safe, where money is easy, where money is so insanely effortless. And you will all know your thresholds by what you're making in your business, where it starts to feel uncomfortable, when you're spending too much and it starts to feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then you've got to go back and do the inner work to get to this next level, to get to this next place. And you've got to start to notice where you're thinking going, I'll do this when, because that's still operating from the ego. I'll do this when I have the money. That's completely ego-based programming. And so many people do it. I used to do it all the time. And nothing in my life changed until I just decided. You decide, then you jump. You decide, then you jump. You're not meant to have all the resources to do the things that you desire to do before you do them. Now, please don't get me wrong. if you're somebody that's always overspending money and that's your pattern, you're always spending money, never enough for you, that's something that you need to repair, and that's a very different story. But for most people, they limit themselves so much because they don't keep jumping into the deep end and learning how to swim. For you to live limitlessly, like the multi-billionaire, millionaire, whatever you are calling it right now, whatever the goal is, whatever the set point is, for you to activate and unlock that template, that blueprint, you have to act as them now. How does a billionaire act? They never freak out about money. They're not stressing about money. They're not worrying about money. They're just saying, is this a good investment for me right now? Is this opportunity going to grow me? Of course, then I'm going to do it. Money is not even part of the equation. And when you're moving from the constant, I don't have it, I'll do this when, you're heavily in ego-based programming, and you need to start detoxing this. You've got to start detoxing this from your field and start making little jumps. You don't have to build Rome in a day. Just start making little jumps that feel good. And when your soul calls you, summons you, whatever you desire to call it, God, source, universe, summons you, you jump in. You don't doubt it. There's so many people that I've met over the years. I've been in business 14 years. So many people I've met or heard, and I don't really, I don't speak to a lot of people now because my team deal with them. But the thing that I see a lot with people that either make it and people that don't is the people that make it are okay to fail because they understand that there's no such thing as failure. There's just lessons. There's just winning and there's just lessons. I would rather risk everything and go after what my soul has created me to go after and fall flat on my ass than not do it at all. Most people never fully jump in. They know that they're made for more, but they're just like, I'll do it when. I'll do it when. This is going to be your millionaire year when you go, fuck it, I'm all in. I'm all in. What is going to make me the most uncomfortable? What can I do now that is going to get me out of my comfort zone and into a whole new timeline, a whole new frequency, a whole new world? What can you do that's going to jump you on that magic carpet? What can you do? There's a million things you can do. So now we're going to get into some cool energetic work around how to bring in the money, how to be a vessel, how to collapse time. So let me just have some of this ginger strong kefir, darling. This is like the key for life. It says ultimate probiotics. Like, your health is wealth. Food is medicine. As an energy worker, the frequency is the baseline. It's like everything. That's 1111 here, 1111. Make a wish, darling, wherever you are in the world. Gut health is so important. So important. Oh my God, that's so good. Very bitter. And it's funny because I'm a projector, so the not self theme is bitterness, and I'm like, oh, bitter, darling. Let's not be bitter. Let's be fabulous. Okay. Okay, so let's get the energetic blueprint, the energetic map out. So logically, your mind needs to create the blueprint of how the money's going to come in. So 7-figure year, super, super, super easy if you've been in business a long time. You can work with 7-figure year, $84,000 every single month. That's it. So you could sell to 9 people, $10,000 each every month. Sell to 9 people. Easy. A lot of people are focusing on low ticket. And if you love low ticket and it feels good for you, then do it. I have a lot of different things in my business. I have an online shop that goes anywhere from a couple $100s to just under $10,000. So people that find me that aren't yet fully on their soul's journey, they're not yet really embodying the magician of their reality, people that are kind of still in the scarcity, that are like, I want to work with you, but they do a lot of the online shop stuff to help them detox their field, because everything I do has energy work in it. So the energetic work that I do in my online shop, they get to like go through a quiz, they get to diagnose, like a doctor, diagnose where they are on the spiritual journey. And then through that, whether they're in the Phoenix energy, the void energy, or the throne energy, then they get to go through that. So that's always running in the background for me. That's how I get to serve people without physically being there, because I've mastered those levels of my spiritual journey. And for me now, even though I did used to work one-on-one with a lot of those programs, I just keep evolving so much that for me, it's quite challenging to work with people on that level. And it feels so much more aligned for me now to work one-on-one with the people that are in the higher levels. So that's like the baseline that runs in the background for me. And then this year, what I have birthed is the Rich Woman Era. So that is a really, 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 really potent program that does all of the energetic work. Now, I'm sharing this with you to like give you the background of my business so that you can go, I like how she's done that, or no, that's really not for me. I love working one on one with people, or I love doing this, or I love doing that. And so for me, I really played with this because last year in the Elite Energy Hub, I was on 8 hours a month. I did 8 calls every single month. So just 1 hour Monday, 1 hour Tuesday, 1 hour. So 8 calls a month I was on for my Elite Energy Hub members. I loved it. They had the most phenomenal results. They were like insane. But as I evolved, and in the last few months of 2025 to this year, I have traveled so much. I've been to so many different countries the last few months. I'm living out of a suitcase right now. So I'm just like on this travel bug. Now, what I really sat with is, well, what really activates me now? What really, really activates me? Well, travel's activating me again. I took a whole year off retreats because my soul was like, ever stop doing retreats? And I was like, okay, let's just do all this online stuff. And then after that year, my soul's like, okay, cool, we're going to do a retreat in New Zealand. And so I birthed that. And I was like, that's your Rich Woman Era. But I'm not somebody that's ever going to just have a retreat for you. I want you to have the greatest upgrade of your entire life because my retreats are insane. People shapeshift, they jump into insane quantum timelines. And I didn't want people just to come to a retreat because they're not at the right level. And as you grow and as you evolve in your business, no matter what business you are, I have clients from finance, from doctors, from AI, like people from all around the world work with me. And so this isn't just about spiritual coaching businesses, this is about whatever industry you're in. I sat in, well, how does being on 8 hours a month feel for me? I love supporting you guys more than life itself. Like I would do this if I wasn't being paid to do it. I charge because when you pay attention. The people and the clients that have gotten the greatest results from me are the clients that have literally invested multiple tens of thousands like in one payment. This is an energy exchange. It's not like, oh my gosh, like I'm already rich. I have a billionaire consciousness. I'm already wealthy. It's not that I need this to get anywhere. It's just what feels most aligned for me. So I know that the clients that do that get the greatest results. But anyway, coming back to it. So I thought, what is my goal for this year? How much money would I desire to pull in? And so you think about that, take the goal, and then you start playing with it. If it's a 7-figure year for you, you could have like 17 clients or 20 clients every single hour, like one on one, and then divide it by the $1 million. And that's how much they're paying you weekly. Like it's really logical to get to that outcome. But also, there's a journey of pricing. Like, I have invested so much money into my skill set. Now I know that I have a skill set that less than 1% of the world has. So I have no issue charging what I charge. I have no issue asking billionaires for X amount of dollars, asking millionaires for X amount of dollars, because I've worked so hard on my self-belief, my blueprint, my authenticity. I've seen so many results now and so many people crying, going, "Mosh, Evie, you've changed my life," that I do have that feedback. But what I want to let you know is I had to become the woman first to have that feedback. I had to instill the self-belief that I could help people, that I was brilliant at helping people. I had to repeat that so many times. And the energy work that I do is seriously what helped me beyond anything, helped me step into that dark feminine era of just like, I know I'm brilliant. I know I can help people. And no one's going to want to work with you if you don't believe that you can help people. So really, whatever your field in, there's going to be a new level of belief. If you're already at multiple six figures, you already know that you're freaking brilliant, but there's a whole nother level of self-identity that needs to be popped open. And for a lot of entrepreneurs, what I see is they think they have to work harder to make the money. So my point is, I played around with like, do I want to be on more? Do I not want to be on more? And I was like, I serve better when I'm on for like locked in dates and times in my calendar, the least amount of possible. But when I'm on, I come in like a freaking tornado. So when people buy from me, they're not buying for the hours that I give them. None of my clients buy for the hours that they get with me because that's me still trading my time for money. People are buying to get into my frequency because unless you energetically invest, and that's what they're doing with you as well, they're buying to get into your frequency. And so when they energetically invest into my frequency, everything starts shifting quickly because they're paying to get into my energetic field. And so I get to play around with what feels most aligned. For the rich woman era, it's audio recordings every single month. Every single person in that program is getting this insane audio recording that is changing their entire life, rewriting their subconscious, reactivating every single cell in their body so that they can go to the next level. The shifts happen so fast. I get messages every day going, oh my gosh, Ever, that sleep hypnosis has already started shifting things. I feel so light. It feels so easy. And so if I was to feel heavy about all these one-on-one calls in my calendar, my clients are getting that heaviness. And so it doesn't matter how you create your $1 million year, but what I want you to play around with is, am I doing this because a lot of our old souls still have belief patterning that needs to be transmuted? That's, oh, how could I just do one call for $10,000? Or who am I to charge $60,000 for XYZ? And so it is really about getting your belief system, because what you have to remember is that the conversations you have every day, most people in the world are not having them. A lot of my clients that are already making 7, 8, 9 figures a year, they're paying me because they don't have these conversations in their life. They're paying me because my path has gone through and embodied all of these skill sets, all of these lessons, all of these things. I get paid for my inner work. I get paid for my ability to cry, purge it out, upgrade my belief system, do the energy work, and get back to life. And so you know exactly how you're, and I keep saying $1 million year, insert what you're feeling called to manifest this year. If you're watching this and maybe it's a $500,000 year, maybe it's $1 billion year, there is no right or wrong. There's no difficulty for the universe to deliver this over that. It's the same thing for the universe to give you this than it is to give you that. But you need to become in vibrational resonance with it. And how we do that is through the energy work. And if something in your business feels heavy, you've got to quickly pull it away and move. I've done this many times over the years. I had like a Cape Town retreat in South Africa, and I started to do it. People were signing up and it felt out of alignment. So I just pulled back. I was like, no, cancel the retreat, because it was out of alignment, because I quantum leaped too quickly. I've had friends that have booked worldwide tours and they start to do them. They're like, oh, this feels icky, and they get rid of it. Most people don't have that ability because of people pleasing. They're like, oh, I couldn't, people have already bought tickets, and they follow it through. But that tarnishes your frequency. It tarnishes your energy when you're doing something because of people pleasing, because you think you have to. If you think you have to do this to get that, you're not living in your highest truth. You're not living in your soul's truth. And this can be quite a challenging thing, because for so many years we've been conditioned that you've got to wake up in the morning at 9, you've got to work here, wake up an extra few hours and work harder. My business has been designed and birthed to support me in every facet of me. People get the most value from me when I live my life to the fullest, and then I share the gold that I learned by living my life. So for me to be the best person, I want quality over quantity. I don't want to turn up if it doesn't feel aligned. I don't want to turn up 15,000 times a day and just like, here I am, here I am, here I am, to get validation, instead of how can I turn up with the most potent medicine? What feels aligned for me? I get out of my head. I don't think, oh my gosh, I should only talk for 10 minutes today so that people get the teaser and then they come in. I just turn up how my soul feels required to turn up. I know that the right people are already waiting for me. I know that the right people that were meant to work with me are going to be brave enough to sign up with me, because we have soul contracts together. It's that simple. We have a soul contract together. That's why you're working with me. And when the soul is brave enough, they'll say yes. And you start to go on this massive, just boom, 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 boom shift. So for you to activate and unlock this 7-figure year, you have to know a few things. One, your baseline needs to be pure, clean. There can't be urgency, because urgency means that you're not in that timeline. It has to be clean, pure, energetically aligned. And once you have this pure baseline of alignment, which is, I don't need to prove, I don't need to perform, I don't need to be validated, until you can move as if the outcome already exists, it's going to be quite challenging for you to manifest this. This is why with the energy work that I'm constantly doing with my clients, it allows you to detox that field. And if you're not currently working with me, I recommend somatic releases. I recommend shaking. I recommend doing breath work, finding the modality that works best for you. If you are in my world, It's not a coincidence. You're meant to start working with this medicine in any facet, in any way. God would not have put this video in front of you if you were not meant to work in this on some level. So, if you are watching this, you were destined to be a millionaire, multimillionaire, billionaire. You were destined to be limitless, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be watching this. You wouldn't have this desire. You're absolutely meant to have it all and more. It's who you are, it's in your core, it's rooted in your soul. But you have to be prepared to do what no one else is going to do. You have to be prepared to make the uncomfortable moves. You can't go, oh, ever, I want to come to your ayahuasca retreat and then just forget about it. That's amateur. If you want to do something, you move like the leader. You move like your soul already has it. You jump into the deep end. The second that you say, I want to do it, don't even want, just do it. Do the damn thing. The year of the fire horse is the year of the yes. It's where you move fast with this energy. If you're still playing on that edge and you're not jumping in, it's going to be so confronting for you. It's going to be so painful because you're never going to get over that psychic knot. I know that you've been through hell and back. I know that you've done inner work that most people in your bloodline have never even touched. But the next piece to truly unlock this is to embody codes that allow you to move fast, that allow you to move without any ounce of self-doubt because you remember who you are. You remember that you're the star. You remember that you were here to go far, that heaven and earth is collaborating for you to move in your groove, baby, in your groove. There is no one else in this entire universe that is just like you. So what's that like? I want to walk like you, talk like you. Ooh, can't you see it's true? To be like me, you have to start walking like her, talking like her, acting like her, moving like her. If you're feeling the call to come into your rich woman era, definitely come in. What I do want to say is I'm really, really excited because I'm actually, what was channeling through is to have this incubator program where you get to do everything I'm doing this year. There's only 2 main programs I'm doing this year, which is the Rich Woman Era, and then we're going to be working with the Wild Woman energy at the end of the year, which is coming to the ayahuasca retreat in Brazil. Again, this is a whole program. The last place is Brazil. The retreats are optional. You don't have to come to the retreats, but they're absolutely going to change your life. With the ayahuasca retreat, people come and don't even sit with the medicine and still have the insane results. So I want to say it's not like mandatory that you drink ayahuasca, even just being there, because it's about your discernment. It's about knowing what you were made for. It's about really feeling into, is this for me or not for me? But the coolest thing about the work that we do is that the ayahuasca isn't, oh my gosh, I've got to heal all my wounds. The ayahuasca is used for you to see how brilliant you are, to see how limitless you are. You're not going to be purging for hours because you've already done the work. You've done the inner work. When I take people on that trip, they are seeing codes that they never knew existed. Things are just going off that their conscious mind was blocking for them to see how limitless they are. And that's what makes this so special and so beautiful. And so with those 2 things that will be available this year, I am also going to be hosting a program that is going to be insane. There's going to be a really potent incubator call every single month. We're going to go deep with the energy work that I do to unlock your wealth codes. And then every single month is going to be an activation, a new code, a limitless field, a limitless frequency, because my whole thing is that you change. You change. When people start to work with me, by the time they're finished, they look so different. Their faces change shape, the way they move, the way they walk, the way they talk. One of my incredible clients was like, oh my gosh, Eva, before I started working with you, I like literally didn't think anything's possible. And now I've set up my business in Australia, in Dubai. I'm going global. Like, it's insane the shifts people are having. And it's not because I'm any more special than you. I'm not. I've just gone down this path of understanding that the body's a bank, of understanding the frequency of your organs, of your tissues, of your fascia, and how important this is to wealth. Most people dismiss the body and they go, well, I just want more money and I'm going to hire another mindset coach and another mindset coach, but they never go deep with the thing that holds the money, which is your physical body, which is understanding that your skin has to glow, your hair glows, your face glows, you look younger, you have poise, you are relaxed, you have this magnetism that activates pleasure and joy, and you remember how to play the game of life so effortlessly because it was never meant to be hard. It was never meant to be this like slog. And when we're living in this like new earth frequency, this new earth timeline, you get to start unlocking the code so beautifully, and seven figures just turns up without you stressing. You're just like, oh, oh, darling, every problem is solved before it even exists. Of course I'd make that money. Of course that would happen. Of course my dream clients would sign up with me. Of course everything would work out. Of course that man would buy me a drink on the side of Bali and a coconut. I love you guys so much. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. Let me know what you're working on this year. Let me know if you're new to my world, definitely come join the 888 Wealth Codes group. I know half of you are watching this in the group right now. The other half are on YouTube. So come into the group. If you do want to hear more about what is happening this year, I'm not going to be working with people that aren't business owners, that aren't leaders in their field, that don't have some sort of level of knowing how incredible they are in their life, in their business. If you are in the early phases of everything, if you are kind of like early phases of spiritual awakening, definitely check out my online shop because you are about to pop. And if you do feel the call for anything this year, this is the yes year. This is the year where you have to jump in, otherwise the energy of the fire horse is not going to move with you. So I love you. I see you. Have a beautiful, magical, phenomenal day. I'm sending a million trillion blessings your way, darling. Shine like fine wine because you are divine. And it's absolutely fucking time. Mwah! Love you guys.